to issue a temporary restraining order, arguing that the 14th Amendment ensures birthright citizenship regardless of the immigration status of their parents.
Firefighters in Southern California working on a fast-moving blaze north of Los Angeles that's forced thousands out of their homes. Sheila Kelleher is with the L.A. County Fire Department.
Wind-driven fire, it moved very quickly, but we made an aggressive air attack with a robust air fleet, and they did an incredible job overnight, really protecting those homes in Passaic where we didn't lose a structure.
A teenager who stabbed 3 young girls to death at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class in Britain has been sentenced to more than 50 years in prison. CBS's Cammie McCormick has more on Moscow's pushback to the Trump call for the end of the war in Ukraine.
A Kremlin spokesman says Trump is fond of sanctions, especially during his first term, and the threat is nothing new. But Russia is ready for mutually respectful dialogue with Trump. It's expected he and Vladimir Putin will talk on the phone, but Moscow says it is waiting for signals which have not yet come.
President Trump indicated today he'll demand interest rates drop immediately. In Hollywood, the film Emilia Perez leads the field with 13 Oscar nominations. Wicked and The Brutalist have 10 each. Wall Street, the Dow is up 247 points. The S&P is higher, and the NASDAQ is down 54. This is CBS News.
Hello.
People love.
Hello.
Fans have not
I
forgotten
increased the quality of the stream.
London auction is proof.
Many of his
Hope
peers
it's better.
consider Jeff Beck the greatest guitarist of all time. 2 years after his death, his collection of guitars, amps, pedals, and personal artwork has raised $11 million, more than 8 times the pre-sale estimate, with bids from 40 countries. The 1954 Gibson Les Paul guitar, which featured on the cover of Beck's 1975 album Blow by Blow, fetched $1.3 million. Some of the proceeds are going to a local wildlife shelter supported by Beck, his wife, and his close friend Johnny Depp. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
A 200-year-old bottle was uncovered at a British building site. Inside was what looked like rum, and those at the job site wanted to drink it, but instead they had it analyzed, and it was found to be urine, perhaps saved in the 1700s to ward off witches. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
From the world of politics to the world of business, this is Balance of Power. Live from Washington, D.C.
Donald Trump demands lower oil prices and interest rates. Why not? Welcome to the fastest show in politics as the president speaks to the elite at Davos. You heard and saw him live here on Bloomberg, calling on Saudi Arabia to pump more, and I guess the Fed, demanding the Fed lower rates. We're going to get into all of this. Comes to budget, tax cuts, and the border with Bloomberg's Mike Dorning, and we'll walk through Donald Trump's first Oval Office interview with our political panel today. Republican strategist Rick Davis is with us, Bloomberg Politics contributor, alongside Democratic strategist Brad Howard from Corcoran Street Group. So let's get to it. It all follows, of course, a look at Wall Street. For that, we turn to our friend Charlie Pellet at World Headquarters in New York. Charlie?
Hi, thank you very much, Joe Matthew. We have got the Dow, the S&P higher, NASDAQ moving lower. In fact, stocks very close to session highs. Oil sank after President Trump urged OPEC to lower crude prices. Also saying he will push for interest rate cuts. West Texas Intermediate crude trading lower, down now by 0.9%. The S&P up 0.6, up 0.1%. The Dow up 258, up 0.6%. Nasdaq now lower by 60, a decline there of 0.3%. The Russell 2000 index up now by 0.2%, with the 10-year currently yielding 4.64%. The 2-year 4.28%. Gold down $2 the ounce, little change, down under 0.1%, 27.54 right now on the precious metal. West Texas Intermediate crude, as I mentioned, down 1% now, 74.70 a barrel, and Bitcoin up by 0.7% at $104,800 on Bitcoin.
Welcome
Morgan
everybody. Hello.
Stanley CEO Ted Pick says
I didn't
pent-up
start
demand
earlier
for
today because I
mergers
was
and
pretty
acquisitions,
busy.
particularly among private
I'm
equity
just
firms,
starting
is
now.
poised to
I mean,
spur a
I
surge in
traded a
deal
little bit
activity.
in and out
He spoke with
throughout the
Bloomberg
day.
this morning at the World
Not a
Economic
great
Forum
day,
in Davos. He also
to be
talked
honest.
about the Trump
Was worse,
administration.
but it's
But
still
I am
not good.
positive because
Yesterday
it is
was a
definitely
losing
a
day.
change in tone. It just feels like the overall framework is one where there's going to
And
be more
today I'm
interaction
down
between
for
the public and the
ticks
private
as
sectors.
well.
It can't be
So
state
far.
actors alone, and it can't be private companies alone.
So
the
I
fact
was
that
kind of
there's real
distracted.
dialogue building, I
It's
think that's a
fine.
huge plus.
Morgan
Losing
Stanley
is
CEO
part of
Ted
the game
Pick
overall,
speaking
so
with Bloomberg at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Again, stocks
still I
are trading
respected my.
little changed on the S&P right now, up by about
I mean, I'm
0.1%. The Dow
above
is higher by 0.6.
what my
Nasdaq lower by 0.3%.
self-imposed daily
For
loss limit
on-demand news,
is. So
24
yesterday
hours a day,
was
subscribe to
down
Bloomberg
6.
News now,
Today I'm down
wherever you
4.
get your podcasts.
But
Balance
it's
of Power
still
continues.
fairly
Back we
easy
go
to recover.
Washington.
Come on.
Your host, here he is, Joe Matthew.
Just gonna do
All right, Charlie Pellet, thank you,
an
sir.
hour
It's
or
great
so
to
of
see you, Charlie,
stream.
and welcome to the Thursday edition of Balance of Power. You made it to Little Friday.
Hope
We do
the
have
audio
news
is also
just
better
breaking.
today.
It's going to be quite a ride for Tulsi Gabbard next Thursday.
So,
You can circle that one on the calendar here.
Donny's
Gabbard's
speech at
confirmation
Davos
hearing
was
in the U.S. Senate.
kind
This
of
is, of course, for a very
brought
important
some
job here as
movement,
Director of National
but
Intelligence.
mainly
And a lot
because
of
there wasn't
concerns,
anything
about
clear
her
on
position on any number of issues,
tariffs.
including her relationship
But from the
with
tone
Bashar
that he
al-Assad.
had, I
Yes,
think
Sisi.
it was
It's
like
going to be appointment viewing. We have
yes,
more where that came
tariffs,
from. John
but
Ratcliffe,
open
by the way, looks
for
like he'll be sworn in
negotiations.
today.
And also he said
Then we
that
can move on to Kristi
he
Noem's,
will
this
demand
is, of course,
whatever
Department
that
of Homeland
might
Security,
mean, whatever he
confirmation
can
likely this coming
demand,
weekend,
lower
Monday.
interest
Scott
rates,
Bessent will
but
shortly follow.
he can
We're still trying to
demand
find out what
so
happened to
much
Pete
from
Hegseth here.
something
We
that
still
is out of
some
his
pretty
control,
important
no?
no's. Mitch McConnell, Susan
So that's
Collins, Lisa
just
Murkowski,
fluff
potential
overall.
no's that make it kind of hard to do the
So
math.
we'll just give him back whatever.
With
We
flying
had a
colors. So we'll
conversation
keep
on
tabs
Discord,
confirmations.
the
We'll talk
Treasury's
about
channel.
that more coming up. Cash Patel also going to be next week. This could be a ripper. We'll,
On the
of course, walk
Treasury's
through
channel,
them
that
together
yeah,
here. Important
the
morning,
idea is
or I
that
guess evening local
the
time at
delusion
Davos.
about
Did you hear Donald Trump?
no clear
Quite a
indication on
conversation with a
tariffs and so
Q&A,
on,
with some
and
familiar names if
no
you
follow through
listen
to the
Bloomberg,
upside.
of course, as you just heard Steve Schwartzman,
And I added to
Brian
that
Moynihan and others
that
asking
as
Donald
soon as
Trump
he
about his
stopped
ideas when it
talking
comes
and
to
there wasn't
everything
anything
from
clear,
economic policy, energy, national
all
security, and so
the
forth.
buying
Here's Donald
that
Trump
brought us
speaking virtually, by the way.
toward the
He was
28th
behind a
and
podium
the
with
29
a presidential seal.
on ZB and
Give you a sense of what it sounds like.
13 on the 10 and whatever else, and actually the 2-year bonds went positive for a moment for the day, but that was just for a moment. Now the downside seems to be resumed, and my idea is that since nothing clear, and they just liquidated their loans, and here we are. That was the initial movement down, and now just we resume whatever we were doing before the speech, and for the rest of the day overall.
It's great to see you, Michael. Is Jay Powell on the other end of the line here? Does he care what Donald Trump
A
says?
pelle figlio di Apollo fece una palla di pelle di pollo. Tutti i pesci vennero a galla per vedere la palla di pelle di pollo fatta da pelle figlio di Apollo. Sì, me l'hanno scritto in chat. L'ho letta, quindi è più facile. Hey, Harry, how are you? I don't know if I'll take any trades right now. I missed the short, though I didn't have any fill on my offer after that first sell from 28. I actually bought at market on that rip that we had just after he mentioned the tariffs, but there was no follow through, and he just changed the topic. So I bought 2025 and I got out at 29 on ZB on the first wave, and pretty much on the first wave. So I didn't hold through the pullback. It pulled back towards 24, 23, and then it went to 30s, etc. And then that's it. Right, down for the day so far.
I don't want to put you in a weird position here, Mike McKee, but Brian
the volume low.
knows all of that. Surely he knows exactly what.
Wait, I need to increase it a little bit. Thank you for saying it.
Had to say something really nice about Donald Trump. Congratulations, what a week you've had in your family. Was this a strange moment at Davos, or
okay now?
For the course?
Well, it was a strange moment at Davos.
Now should be good. No, thank you.
Was just on Bloomberg Intelligence Radio a short time ago, and I think he put it well. He said it showed Donald Trump.
Thank you.
At least for now, is totally in command.
So now I don't know if I take any trades. Let me just check out what's the situation overall.
To hear the CEO,
Rolf start for this evaluation, for this assessment, whatever you want to call it, because I'm currently down, not so much, but still down. The first day was a plus 50, yesterday minus 200, and today so far minus 125. Wait, minus 160, including fees. But yeah, it's a long journey, and the loss is part of the game. So yes, it does give free level 2. Still a little bit low. Okay.
Well, that's absolutely right. And when we get back to the idea of interest rate cuts, what is the reality that our viewers and listeners should know about here? Because your point is
what about now? Now I'm going into the loud, the too loud.
It would support interest rate cuts, but the Fed is concerned about inflation. Obviously, we've seen the latest inflation report.
Okay.
CPI and PCE have sort of stalled out. They're not at the 2% target yet.
So
the Fed wants to wait and see what happens. We got a jobs report this month that suggests we're not going to fall.
Essentially, we had these 2 days of not even balance, because I would consider balance at least these 3 days. I mean, no. But okay, because we had this the day we made it the top on ZB, we basically closed way lower. We at the first quart of the profile, right? On the next one, we didn't even reach the absolute top, and we closed lower. Now we are hanging in this kind of lip level over here. We're actually already kind of looking lower, no? Need to see today how we close. If we just make a new low for the day. UB actually did already. The others not yet. So I need to see. For sure, it's a time of uncertainty, but for sure it's not so bad. I think. I mean, from what the president is saying, etc. And I must repeat before somebody becomes too sensible that they have no political views. But of course, for the next 4 years, we have to deal, or at least for the first 6, like the last one, we have to deal with whatever weird and whatnot he says. And because the market is very sensitive, and it's terrible, because I don't like when it's so sensitive to something so unrealistic stuff, you know, waiting for whatever. So yeah, UB is much lower, but still kind of this is the area low volume. The bond today had also massive sell-off. I don't know. We'll see at the end of the day. Maybe when we just, if we consider this area as a range, maybe even if we close higher than this, the situation is almost the same on all bonds, no? Oil had a nice hit. Is it holding down? Kind of.
That's kind of the first thing that's facing him.
It's holding a lows.
Going to be working on the tax packages to see what he can get out of Congress for the president.
Essentially, it just stays on this breakout kind of. Let me mark this out for future if I don't trade it or nothing, but mark this area as interesting because it's like, I don't know, I like to see it like a build up before this nice move up. So if this is kind of the move is already kind of negated, you know. See how the oil dumped because he said that he will demand again this word, the demand this, demand that. It's just fluff from bigger oil output and lower prices for oil. What Bitcoin did? He mentioned crypto one of the first times. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Is this live? It's not. Or yes. Oh yeah, it is. It's just that I didn't change the time to. Okay, yes. It's live, so it had kind of up move, but it nothing special because he mentioned crypto for one of the first times today since he's president. Take a look at yes. Huge positive delta up here, massive absorption. Nearly made a new all-time high by a tick. Oh, I hate this scaling. It would be nice if ATAS automatically, based on some parameters, if it automatically changed the tick. But anyways, I'm not gonna look at ES too much. Let's take a look at DAX. Wow, it will be better. Wow, nice rally. Europe seems to have liked today. I imagine if the Euro stocks as well. Nice, clear uptrend. Very clean. I didn't try the Euro stocks in a while. I don't know. I like to be flexible. I kind of am, but I also like to dedicate my focus to one thing at a time. You know. Looks like a day is missing here or what? What about gold? Oh wow, what the? Okay, appreciated it from the speech. Treasuries are just hanging around the lows now. How is the video quality, by the way? I increased the resolution because it was terrible. I think it was really bad. Anyways, let's just take a look again at the UV.
You've got stocks hovering near records, oil moving lower after President Trump said OPEC should lower crude prices.
I'm also going to ask Saudi Arabia and OPEC to bring down.
So I just want to switch again for a moment to the charts here. Today, before the session, before the the first thing that I did that I like doing now is just mark out those areas where the volume, where there was interesting volume, instead of using a profile for precision, because it gets easily hidden, no, by the distribution throughout the day. So this was just before the start. There was this massive volume, which was unrivaled so far throughout the session anyways, as an area overall, but it's also because of how the chart is structured. And pretty much the same kind of a pivotal area. I could enlarge it because the fact that it precisely it's random. I mean, it could be, you know. But the reason why I chosen those two is because of this concentration over here, no? So this is the name 120, I think, or 100, and this is the view up. That's where we stopped, and also 28 is one of those Jeff magic levels. 5 and 2 years were kind of better for the speech. Holding higher. The 30s are down bad. 30s and 20s. Kind of tired because I woke up unusually early today, like 7 a.m. my time, because I had a lot of stuff to do. Got to the mechanic, and my girlfriend had a day off, so we're gonna shop, buy some things for the house, food. Then I fixed one of her headlights because it wasn't working. I changed the light the other day, but then I noticed that one of the pins was burned because of the exceptional build quality of the Fiat 500. It's such a terrible build quality. I noticed repairing the car over the year. So yeah, anyways, I'm kind of tired already today. Took bad trades, kind of, then recovered a bit. Still numbers not so clear. I'm streaming in 4K. I really cannot go higher than this. I don't know why. And also the connection is very stable.
How's anyone supposed to get a story around?
Yeah. I don't know. I saw some other streams that are much cleaner than mine. And then I think that I'm just gonna contact one of those and ask them what are their settings, and there must be some kind of sweet spot that I'm missing, no? So we moved away from the lows.
There are a couple of places that are kind of in the running now to be the MAGA. But it used to be
I don't even know if I want to pull the trigger on the eval right now, so guys, sorry, I think that I'm just switching to the demo on the 30s, because
with reconciliation when it comes to Trump tax cuts, all the things we've been discussing, and that includes the debt ceiling, by the way, and we're watching the clock tick.
Because yeah,
for a speaker who has a very thin majority, doesn't seem to have a way forward. Does it matter Whether it's one bill or two, can we get on with it?
Let's see. Nice Sally here, but 20 holding.
The president apparently doesn't care, so...
And it's right that he doesn't care in a broad sense.
Yeah.
You know, he should be like adjusting tactically to what the situation is in Congress. But at some point, you need the White House to say, even if, like, you know, it's not a theological issue for us, whether it's one bill or two, here's the way you troops have to go forward. Because if the White House isn't directing them, then it's harder for them to get on with each other. Because these Republicans are infighting, and they want to do this without granting any concessions to Democrats. They've all got to be on one team.
Lawmakers are thirsty for direction here, right? They want to get
An idea would be...
confirmations are progressing around them. We'll have that conversation. I think, you know, we've been in touch with Mike Lawler.
Play this range, but the range is played around the...
Yes.
He had his...
reasonably so.
Yeah, he had his...
Also, another thing today, I missed a lot of trades, and of course those were those nice ones like the sell-off post news. Because of the volume is terrible, guys. On the B. I mean, let's say that I need. I mean, it's easy to look at it after the fact, no? 23. Top of the range, right? But somewhat I want to see first what's the action if we are attempting to go out, no? So maybe I might still hesitate after once. So I wait another time. Yeah, maybe here 23 was a nice offer. But what if I want something extra, no? I want to be really sure that we don't want to go higher and place it here. There's no feel here. No feel to go toward the low end of the range. So what I want to do in demo right now is let's go here with 4. And if this is a turning point, I will do something that I wouldn't do with real money probably, and to scale out just for the sake of it for this last 30 minutes. Then I to make dinner. Let's actually try to do something different. 2 and 2.
We were talking about the confirmation process a little bit.
Still slow. Still slow.
Next week is going to be wild up there, right? You've got now Tulsi Gabbard has a date that's a week from today.
To get a feel, you have to basically accept that you will go to get into in the middle, and you get in on pulling in the case, no?
Yes, indeed. All 3 aren't going to make it, are they?
It's possible. I mean,
you're hearing Republicans
because it never trades the whole 900 or 1,000 lots, no, before the move.
And then RFK Jr. also, there's people who have real doubts about him for some of his unorthodox views. So far, people haven't really, you know.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you.
Against her and or RFK Jr. So people can have their doubts. They and express.
How are you supposed to get filmed here at 21? Impossible. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, total 0. You should be in since more than 10 minutes. More than 10 minutes or just get in the middle. But then you are like on the pendulum, no? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And what if it sweeps down here and you're long, no? Also, why long? Because of the low interest on cracking the lows again. And the lower end of the curve doesn't look so bad. The yields are holding at the low of the day, no? So yeah.
What can RFK Jr. say to calm?
So the idea is just that
remove the polio vaccine.
That's one.
I mean, should we start there? Is it
It'd be nice if we had another rotation on ZB toward the 26, 27, something like that, 26, 27, maybe even 28, and then see. Because if 28 breaks, that paves the way higher to fill all the at least a part of the move that we had after the dump post open, no?
So he's going to hit all these in his opening remarks, right?
Sure.
My guess is that
Of course.
he will hit the vaccine things in his opening remarks.
Good idea. Slow execution, no? And this is often a problem in these conditions. Try to be more cautious. Wait, there is also a video or a text or a jigsaw, one of the first that I read years ago, that there is a soft spot between enough and too much, waiting for enough or too much confirmation, no? Being too much caution. If you are too much caution, probably the last confirmation that you need is already the move, no? Want to be a little bit more talkative today, just some considerations. And that is the problem. That is what was the problem with this challenge, with this evaluation, this first days. Waiting for too much confirmation, no fills on good trades, or even cutting the trades earlier, because on the first day we had very nice spots for trades. No, that they've cut for just +1 tick, +2, maybe. No, it's a joke. I don't know. I tend to not do that. I try to hold them longer. No. Also, another thing. One lot is gonna take forever. So now I see. I've already increasing to 2, and just try to be more concentrated. Take early trades, but we'll see. So here we are at 26. I didn't have a field, so I cannot. Let's imagine that magically we are in a position from our 22s and 21. Okay, I even tried to get in at the middle of the range. I gave up on that at 22, but there was who would have filled us? Who? Nobody. Impossible. So let's imagine that magically that we got filled, and we are in a trade now. So 25 will be a first scale, and trying to the stop would have been at 0 now, not at 1 yet, because poof, tack, and we're out. So our next scale, next possible scale here is 28. We're still having a reason to go up, because here nothing traded. This all pulled, no? There's nothing. I like to show you this on bookmap because it's clear, no? And I also like to look at it on bookmap because it's clear for myself in the first place. These guys all pulled here as soon as we touched the level at the first time. And now they're switching higher, and we still have a reason to go up. Reason to go up means that we have some consistent size upwards, no? And at the same time, we have decent bids here. These guys didn't move much higher. They're just protecting the low, whatever. And the range bound, no? This is essentially when I turned on the PC after the open. It was 3 p.m. my time. This is all we've got for today. So after the sell, protective bids and offers on both sides, range bound, neither one traded, and then clear conditions. Move up, supportive, filled on that these same guys, I think, liquidations plus some new shorts, and now nothing. Because nothing new came to the market, not much new information. I would say that I want to focus on this renews range rather than the extensions outside. This is much more important for me than that. But now it's clear. Failed auction, failed auction. No? Failed auction. It's just I don't know. Let's call it failed range extension. Like being precise, but also okay. Not gonna waste more time on this. The move up on very low volume, but then they took the chance to still buy it. Pretty much contained between 18 and 28 for most of the session. These are magic levels, especially 28, 22. '28 is the most important, I think. I remember that 2-year flipper mentioned that the chat with him, and it tends to him that we know these levels. That kind of tends to be respected. Really needs investigation as to why exactly, no? Not much more interest to go forward. It could be a short. Let me just place a. I repeat. At the moment, I'm not trading the evaluation. I'm trading the demo because I'm tired and But for the sake of it, let's place a sell here. 24. The idea being the non-interest up here and up here. Okay.
It's 12:40 on Wall Street. We do check markets all day long here at Bloomberg. We have got the Dow, the S&P, they're both higher. Nasdaq in the red. Right now, the S&P trading at 6,092.
It might even be a rotation lower. Oh, but I notice now that CVD on ZB is finally following the 10 years. That's interesting, because they were inverted for most of the day. 22 as an exit is fine.
Stocks are hovering near records as oil sank after President Trump urged OPEC to lower crude prices. Again, West Texas Intermediate down 0.3%. There are fresh signs of financial stress for American families, and that story, here's Bloomberg's Vinny Del Giudice.
With interest rates higher than before the pandemic,
The bid here is currently 10. The tape is very slow. Tape is very slow. Inverted on the 2-year. And here they move us forward, upwards. This becomes a scratch in this case, if possible, no?
Citigroup up by 1%, Bank of America up now by 2%. And speaking of Bank of America, President Trump in remarks at Davos, here on Bloomberg
The trading on this low volume is very... December was actually fantastic. November and December. Amazing stuff, guys. But now since January, blah. Would say this is not what I signed up for, no?
Thank you so much. Glad to have you with us here on the Thursday edition of Balance of Power. It's Little Friday, and we got a lot to talk about here. Beginning with the Delta smelt. This is something that Donald Trump has been talking about. And we're going to get into this right now because it came up in his first Oval Office interview. Donald Trump, not a big surprise, sits down with Hannity in the White House a couple of days after moving in. And the idea of California somehow restricting water...
Zero interest in so far, again, for the top.
...was part of the topic of conversation. You know, Donald Trump's been accusing Gavin Newsom of essentially withholding water, allowing L.A. to burn. Here's what he said last night.
That thing went for 4 or 5 days.
Something is trading. Problem is, look at nothing. It's nothing going on right now. Zero total.
I don't think we should give California anything until they let OrderFlow down.
Even Bund and Bobble. Stop.
Well, it is a political thing. As Donald Trump accuses Newsom of protecting an...
In this situation, voila, I was saying that at some point somebody comes in with the 200 lots and or whatever and sweeps out, no?
Must be this big valve up in Northern California. It takes a couple guys to turn it. The Washington Post dug into this. Talked to Tom Holyoke, Western water expert, California State University, Fresno. Quote,
this is the ZN and this is the B. I only have the Hitman for those two because for the rest I have the charts on the other screen.
There's literally no real connection, he says, between the fires in Southern California.
Hi Patrick, I think that I will stay in the stream for just another 15 minutes, but I suggest to look at the playlist. I'm Jagger, by the way. I took control of the channel for this month, yeah, I suggest you to watch the playlist which is very exhaustive. But essentially, what we look at is the participants' behavior. Who's aggressive, who's not, if there is interest, if there's not interest, and stuff like that. Very condensed. It's just looking at participants' behavior and intention. Trying to anticipate them and getting field kind of anticipating the move of a certain set of parameters that could be absorption, so passive participants' behavior, exhaustion, so aggressive participants' non-interest, things like that. But I really suggest to watch the Mr. OrderFlow videos because he explains everything in a very clean way. There is a lot of them. Yeah, Alex, because instead of the halves of the 30 seconds, they just put them in 64s.
A day one memo, I have it in front of me, Rick, titled "Putting People Over Fish," directing deputies to route more water. This is a direct quote, away from the Delta to other parts.
Still not much interest up here.
The memorandum says putting people over fish, stopping radical environmentalism to provide water to Southern California. It's been obsessed with water.
Selling on the 10s, but yeah, soon UB, ZF, ZT buying, and this is gonna sweep 26 probably very soon.
Trump spent a lot of time criticizing the network over the course of his campaign, and of course following the election results.
Passive buyer kind of accumulated here. You see.
We're going to get though will there be real hard-hitting news interviews?
Good, then maybe
with the Hannitys and Tucker Carlsons of the world for the next 4 years.
Well, even though he's been tough on Fox in the past, he's not been tough on Hannity. I mean, Hannity is basically
yeah, Tom, it's fine for me. The latest beta is terrible. Is very it's a total. I'm not gonna say what, but it's even worse. I mean, in terms of, especially in terms of the UE, the user interface, they broke something. When you open the others, they just don't scale properly. So I just reverted back. But in terms of performance, I mean, not bad overall. I didn't have any issues in terms of performance, but I wouldn't don't use the latest beta because it's worse than the previous.
He basically stayed out of there the first 4 years he was president. And the question is he going to come in to see everybody in this 4 years?
Yeah, no doubt. That's going to be right around the time this show's on the air, right? We're going to be doing a lot of that. It looks like over the next 4 years. So he's going to L.A. tomorrow. He's going to make a trip to L.A. He's going to go to Asheville. And by the way, I'm glad to say that Brad Howard has joined us, of course, our Democratic strategist, who you know well from Corcoran Street. Brad, it's great to have you back. Donald Trump goes to L.A. He's going to probably school Gavin Newsom, as he has done in the past. Remember, in wildfires past in the first administration, he
let's leave it. It's demo.
To start raking the forest floor to
21.
That would be a lot of rakes, I guess. It would take a long time. Now he's talking about this big valve up in the north that they're going to turn like it's something out of the movie Chinatown. What are these optics going to be like tomorrow? What will Gavin Newsom?
I don't like reading the passive book itself. You know, all these tricks of pulling and sucking. Because in the end, it's the aggressive that move, but there's no volume. I mean, not much to look for.
The city of New Orleans is their spokesperson when I worked for Mitch Landrieu. We're approaching 20 years since Hurricane Katrina this year, and that storm was devastating.
Lots of two-way auction here.
By partisan gridlock and the inability to help people who were in need, and people needlessly suffered and died because our politics in the moment couldn't rise to the occasion. And I want to be very careful that we don't do the same thing in California. That the main focus is that people are suffering, people are homeless, and that the fires are still a threat.
Oh,
and so let's deal with
the 10 offered 12s, just 47 contracts. Weird that ZBA didn't.
And these fires are not going to go away anytime soon.
That's actually the way it has
You ever had fried smelts? I don't think they were Delta smelts.
One-on-one.
Missing out on something there. And to close the loop on this, this is real. In the 90s, state and federal officials declared the Delta smelt threatened with extinction. So that required a certain amount of money a certain amount of water, rather, to go through the river system to sustain the species. The rest of the water is pumped to irrigate farms and serve as drinking water for cities. The water that goes to the fire hydrants, a completely different thing. Rick Davis, if you're advising Gavin Newsom, you have to see the president when he comes to California, right? I mean, he calls him Gavin Newscum all the time, like it's third grade. How do you manage that if you're tragedy like a wildfire?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it will probably be very difficult for Gavin Newsom.
This is gonna stop.
Donald Trump, because Donald Trump has been not supportive, but very much attacking the governor on his handling of the fires. I mean, remember, it was empty reservoirs before it was the smelt, although he's been banging on the smelt for a decade. And the reality is, what's going to happen in a meeting with Donald Trump? Is he going to pledge support? Probably not. There's an active debate in the Republican Congress right now about whether they're going to attach conditions to federal support for Donald Trump even said in the Hannity interview, I believe, that maybe
just waiting for whatever outcome this trade takes, and then switching off. Okay, this is gonna hit
I'm not sure it's the welcome mat will be
the stop soon.
If Gavin Newsom wants to play politics with it, he'll be at the site of the fires and not, you know, in a press conference with Donald Trump. So I'd actually be
Nice.
surprised if he shows up. This is a long time from Chris Christie hugging President Obama to sprinkle a little aid on New Jersey.
That's the reason why I took it in demo. It was just experiment, kind of.
The governor of Alaska, Sarah Palin, blamed the Delta smelt for destroying people's lives in the Central Valley. Quote, a faceless government is taking away their
In the end,
water, all because
no, 27, and the first scale, 25, they edited the previous trade idea, 25. It's a bit tricky here, would have cut it much earlier.
Overall, when you look at what the governor, I mean, let's keep in mind, they love to insult California.
The trick here.
What, like the 7th largest economy in the world?
At the same time, and it was here 24th.
It's, you know, it's beautiful.
Well, anyways.
Things that people love about it, and you know, and the good thing about our system that we've got is a situation where, you know, Americans are more mobile than they ever have been. It's easier to pick up and move to another state, and you know, you're seeing a lot of states compete. You know, Texas versus California is a big one, and Texas likes to brag about how their way of life is better and, you know, foolproof.
Is horrible. Just hold that, take something at the bottom and or at the top and hold it through. Made a low, extended low. Wonder if it might. Looks different, quite different here.
So I think the thing to reminder is there's a threat to everyone everywhere in this country of some disaster. I mean, who'd have thought you would have floods in the hills of North Carolina, and no one there had flood insurance when you're up in the mountains? That doesn't make sense, and yet they had to deal with it. And you know, didn't question whether or not they should have had flood, you know, proof homes in the hills of, you know, North Carolina. We gave them aid and help and try to get it out. So as we go through this debate, there's a lot of complex challenges, water being the #1 complex challenge on the West Coast. It's a scarce resource. It's a vital to, you know, everyone's way of, you know, functioning as humans. And that debate is not going to be had in politics.
It's not a problem. I mean, stopped out exactly. 1, 2, 3, 27. It was a better trade anyways, so there's nothing to say. It was just an experiment. Kind of anticipated the move away from the range because of this low interest, and also all this selling here. And yeah, but the location wasn't good. I mean, I've put it 24, but normally 25 or 26 would have been better. 26 was ideal because the stop would have never hit. But we can talk how much we want about the trades that could have had another outcome. But the trade anyways wasn't good. I took the trade of low interest, and here we had low interest plus some kind of absorption. 26, 24 was better. Maybe now toward 21s or not. At this point I don't care, guys, because I'm switching off the PC and I'm going to have dinner because I'm hungry and I'm already tired. So I'll catch you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will get on stream earlier, much earlier, like the usual hours. Maybe even earlier, because overnight we have better moves than during the cash session. So yeah, maybe even earlier, while Europe is still driving. Okay, have a nice rest of day, guys, and catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.